I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Today I want to talk about 2 points that you know. All of us know it, but we have to go on reminding ourselves every single day that these are things that we should be doing. It doesn't matter if we're fit, it doesn't matter if we're suffering from a disease right now, but we have the ability to improve 2 things. One is our hydration levels. Hydration is not just about, drinking more and more water. Dehydration is a huge problem. And the amount of patients that get treated for dehydration, you would think like, is that really a problem? Because we all know we should drink water and all of us are sipping on water throughout the day. Yet, dehydration is a huge problem across the globe. When people go through bouts of vomiting or diarrhea, or they're going through heavy chemotherapies or radiation, or they're popping diuretics or, supplements that make you pass out more water from your system, or you're constantly drinking more and more coffee, but you're drinking less water. These are all little things that lead to dehydration. If you're sitting in an air-conditioned environment all the time, you never feel thirsty. And when you do, when you have a couple of cups, we did this whole exercise where we make people calculate how much of water they drink, and most people don't even reach 5 to 6 glasses, and with a lot of reminders they then reach 8 to 9 to 10. Now we don't have that magic number of how much of water you should be drinking, but when you look at all the science, it's everywhere. The average could be anywhere between 9 to 12 or 10 to 14 glasses depending on your physical activity, the kind of country, the temperature, the humidity, and of course if you're a kidney patient or you're a patient where your doctor's given you a water restriction, like maybe 750 ml or a liter or 2 liters, you got to follow that advice. It's extremely important. But going beyond that, today science is showing us how there's a process of angiogenesis in our body, the ability of our blood vessels to grow and to stop growing. So when we look at most cancers today, when we look at Alzheimer's, when we look at diabetes, all of these lifestyle diseases, it's angiogenesis gone wrong. Your blood vessels have lost the ability and the intelligence to stop growing. So they constantly keep growing. And again, there's a huge connection of dehydration with angiogenesis gone wrong. So it's not just about you losing your salts and your sodium and potassium levels and your magnesium levels, and all of that changing. It goes to a deeper level of cellular health. We know that 70 to 75% of the cells require water to thrive. And if they don't get water, the first thing that happens in the body is we're out of homeostasis, which means we're into stress mode, fight and flight, because the cells require water. They require water to thrive and they don't have the basics of water. So we may be meditating and chanting and doing all of our stuff, but at a cellular level, there is turmoil. There is stress at a cellular level, leading to more inflammation, more cortisol, more adrenaline, and every condition that comes along with that. Something as simple as dehydration. It is so important for us, even children. There are so many kids who don't even make it to 2 to 3 glasses of water in a day. And as kids move to school, of course, not right now, and they play, and kids are active, they run around, they play. The more water they need, and we need to start teaching them the importance of water and hydration, and for that we need to lead by example. The simplest ways to do it is if you need like 10 to 12 glasses, fill up your 2 liters or 2.5 or 3 liters, fill up these 3 bottles, and by the time you get into bed, they should be over. That's one of the easiest ways to do it, because if you rely on counting it, like I've already forgotten how many glasses I've drunk since I've woken up in the morning. So I prefer to go with 3 bottles, which is about 3 liters, and I should finish that. And I don't count the bottle of water that I will consume when I'm working out. Okay, because when we work out, depending on your workout, if you sweat a lot, you're just using that water during your workout to replenish. So you don't count that as your overall water intake. It is so important. When you look at coaches of elite athletes across the world, there's one thing that they focus on. Yes, they focus on protein, conditioning, training, but water, water, water. Because your muscles cannot perform if they're dehydrated. Your muscle, quality of your muscle, your lean mass, everything gets affected with the lack of water. So there are hundreds and hundreds of benefits of water, but that's not the point. We don't need to motivate you to drink water because there are benefits. I need to inspire you to drink water because it is necessary for survival. It is necessary for prevention. It is necessary for recovery. So it's not something that you need to get motivated to do. It's something that you gotta do. It's as simple as that. So all the people who are waiting for science as to why you should drink water, keep waiting. For everyone else who's smarter and has common sense and wisdom, start drinking water. It's as simple as that. Dehydration is a huge problem, which is why when you get admitted, the first thing that they treat you for is dehydration if you're dehydrated. Because nothing, no other functions in the human body can work at an optimal level if you're dehydrated. So that was the number one point. Number two, your movement. Okay, I don't care what exercise you do or what you like, but try to walk every single day. Walking is so important. It is medically and scientifically documented when it comes to blood circulation. You know, a lot of people suffer from something called sticky blood because we're sedentary, we're sitting all the time. Even if you do a 1 hour workout in the morning, but you're sitting for the rest of the day, it doesn't cut it. That workout is practically, not completely useless. Blood has to be circulating. If blood is not circulating, it slows down, it gets sticky, it starts coagulating. When there's sticky blood, it creates immense problems with your gut. If your blood cannot flow, it cannot push out bacteria from your system. So those bacteria start to coagulate in your gut, feeding the wrong mechanisms, the wrong bacteria, which further grows and you have gut problems, which is why exercise is medicine. I'm not saying you got to go out there and join a gym. You can do what you want, but if you are sedentary, you need to introspect today. And if you are sedentary, you got to change it. It doesn't matter how much organic food you're wasting your money on or spending your money on if you are sedentary. And there are so many ways that we can build a little more activity in our day. The simplest being, what I do is, 10 minutes after my breakfast, 10 minutes after my lunch, 10 minutes after my dinner, if I eat breakfast. I've planned 2 calls that can take 15 to 20 minutes. And I walk taking those calls. So I'm building about 10, 20, 30 minutes over and above my daily activity. Walk after your meals, 10 to 15 minutes after your meals. Try to get into a habit of walking. This is not just good for insulin sensitivity and diabetes, it's good for blood circulation. Because the more you sit, the more you have to be active. And I know you may have excuses that you have a sitting job, and everyone has excuses. My job is not to solve your excuses. My job is to show you the path and for you to rise above your excuses and find ways to get more active. Yesterday, we spoke about every 45 minutes to an hour, just stand up, stretch, touch your toes, get the blood moving, sit back down again if you have a desk job. Okay, certain conditions you may not be able to do that, so then you got to work it before you start your work or after you start your work. And that's why track your steps. There's no magic in 10,000. 10,000 isn't a magic number that's going to take away your diabetes and your cancer. But it's a great benchmark for you to know that you've been active over and above your 1 hour workout. At a cellular level in the human body, for your mitochondrial function, which controls every aspect of your immune system, energy, your brain health, your kidney, your liver, your heart, you need blood circulation. And the more, how many of you have been feeling at the lowest point in your life and then you just go out for a walk and you feel so much better? Why? Blood circulation. Blood carries oxygen from the air that you breathe and nutrients from the food that you eat to trillions of cells in the human body. So you need activity. You need activity. And how much? I don't know. Your body will tell you. If you're constantly feeling fatigued throughout the day, okay, then you are not active enough. Of course, fatigue can be caused because of low vitamin D, fat diets, a medical problem, but I'm just talking about activity. So your hydration levels and your activity are 2 things that I want you to introspect on over the weekend and start building these little mechanisms in your day. It is so important for you to track your steps so that at least you know as a benchmark that, hey, I'm getting more active. And that itself is more motivating and inspiring to you. That if you can clock 10,000 or 11,000 steps over and above your workout in a way that is non-damaging to your body, in a gentle way, it's great for you. And when you have that target, you start looking for little activities that can get you more steps. And this is something that even your kids should do. Let them track their steps. No, don't put pressure on them. As a fun thing, involve them in the process. That, hey, listen, you want your cookies on the weekend? You give me 5,000 steps every single day during the week. And they will do it for that cookie. And you give them the cookie and they know that they've earned it. They will know that they've earned it because they've been physically active. And when you're physically active and you're making lifestyle changes, having a cookie, having a dessert, it's not a problem. You don't have to make your life rigid and extreme, because most people who have made their life rigid and extreme are unhappy people. And unhappiness is the biggest threat to your overall health. There are so many people out there who have desserts, They have their fruits. Some of them in their 90s, they have a drink every single day and they're absolutely healthy. And when I look at what's the difference between the people who are rigid, who are counting every calorie, who are stopping to eat fruits and not eating honey and all of that stuff, I'm not judging them. They're just so health obsessed and unhappy. And yet when you look, they have diabetes and they have problems and they have all of these issues. Happiness is the fundamental of human health. I know people who may be a little bit obese and, but they're happy people and they don't have disease. They don't have suffering in their life. It doesn't mean that they abuse that. You still got to do what's right for your body. But happiness is the fundamental platform of human health. I can promise you that. And that's why you look around the world and you see some people who are just happy people and they're not health obsessed. They do a little bit of workout, they eat well, but they're happy and they're absolutely fine. And then you are like, oh, I do so much of CrossFit, I do this, I do that, I fast and whatever, and yet I'm still sick and I have joint pains and that's because you're unhappy. That's because you're constantly obsessing. You're in a state of constant stress. You're already planning what you should eat before you sleep. When you're finishing your breakfast, you're planning your lunch and you're only thinking about your health all the time. You're in a state of stress. Stress creates disease. It's as simple as that. So your homework for the weekend and the next 1 week is try to get your hydration levels up. At the same time, don't overdo it. There are people who drink 5 to 6 liters. They just keep on drinking throughout. If you're going to pass urine 2 to 3 times in an hour, you're also flushing out your electrolytes, which is not a good thing. You're putting a lot of stress on your bladder. So don't overdo anything. Anything in excess, even the good things, becomes a poison to the human body and to the human brain. So you got to see, if you're urinating 2 to 3 times because you're drinking so much of water, that's not a good thing. You don't get a pat on your back. Okay, that's a bad thing. You are flushing out electrolytes from your system. You're going to get weaker over time. 10 to 12 to 14 glasses is what most of us need. Most of us. Now, if I'm running marathons and I'm training in the sun, I may need more water. Okay, if I'm more sedentary, I may not need that much of water. But 10 to 12 glasses is usually uniform, and that's what doctors advise most of their patients as well, unless you're a kidney patient and you are on a water restriction. So work on your hydration levels, number 1. Number 2, work on that movement. Work on that movement. Try to get more steps. Try to get more activity. It is such a motivating thing to do, to track your steps, okay, without putting pressure on yourself, and then cultivate that ecosystem of health in your family, where all of you, I run that in my own family. I'll give you my own personal example. My daughter wears a band as well. No pressure on her, but she knows that if she's going to enjoy the weekend, she must get 5,000 steps, and she does it with so much of happiness and love. It's like a competition. So we all compete with our steps. Enjoy the weekend. I'm not going to think about what I should be restricting myself on the weekend, because part of life is enjoying it without enjoyment becoming a vice that damages you physically or mentally. That's why the word balance is so important, and that's why the word extreme is also unnecessary and the biggest cause of stress. Have a great weekend, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you.